Watching my mom become what daddy couldn't be. I ball like MLB, these Bottega boots ain't cheap. My car ain't got no key, I push the start to start my week. I'm in this photo, pour so photogenic. All I know is to go get it. Shoot my shot, now I ain't gon' miss it. All I know is to go get it. All my life I've been a go-getter. All I know is to go get it. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Photo, pour so photogenic. All my life I've been a go-getter. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken at the 15, a short kick. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb calling no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. This defense for the Dolphins, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they.
And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. Down the numbers. There he goes. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Jason Sanders down for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Browns drive about to get started. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, it's going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
They'll run for it. Chubb. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Tua. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad. They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Finds Hill on the crossing route. Complete. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. They'll get this underneath to Edmonds. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal. Tua sets up to pass it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So fourth down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the right hash and a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Sanders is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal here.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Emmanuel Ogba in there again, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Gonna need something special here on third and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Emmanuel Ogba drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They'll run on first down. Edmonds. Oh, Edmonds has it knocked loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball.
He's got a man. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 10-0 to score after 1. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. hit as he throws there, incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jakeem Grant, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. The Dolphins at 6-3 on the year, and they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin this drive with Chubb.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And again, it's Chubb. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you get a little tee off on the quarterback because they can throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
The middle, it's Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 41 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. They'll try the air now with Watson. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
That's a defense you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. Or you keep the quick pass in front of you and stop it at the line of scrimmage.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Watson. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can put it on defense. Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. Showed some solid running, strong running, and then he's corralled just beyond the 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3-3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down.
Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going into halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. York able to send this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
On play action, here's Tua.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
The York on now for the extra point.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10.
Makes the score Browns 17, Dolphins 10.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive.
Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that. Well, that would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get a few, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
First down, Browns.
On first down, Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, I'm gone.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now it's Watson. Letting one fly deep for Cooper.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best play is just open the screen. You look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And the final clocking on the next-gen stats there. How about this? 22.1 miles per hour. Wow. A fairly short kick from the 14. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
To throw is Watson. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they'd pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
In a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick 6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition.
And oh, it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20, 10, 5, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Boy, at this point, I don't know what's going on down there. You got guys running one way on the pick 6, now running the other way to return the blocked extra point.
It's almost like that guy went this way, but the other guy went that way. And guess what? Both of them scored points.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
76 yards rushing now for Chubb, and a first down as well.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Watson on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. His throw incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10.
Just shy of midfield at the 48.
He'll start things out by handing to Edmonds.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now Tua gets this one to Hill.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here, eluding the pressure right.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
He's going to let this one go deep.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started.
And can they take advantage? Their defense got the 4th down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this 4th quarter deficit.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that officially a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here we go on fourth. Watson. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. A fourth down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the second quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. From the 36, Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It's a gain of 34.
Here we go. Steal.
Here's Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. To throw, Watson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result, the scoreboard, right in the pocket for the quarterback. The coach is always harped on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Watson to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Now Watson.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down, and then they were able to get possession.
This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brent, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Dolphins, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Browns, their season is on back next week as they head up to Orchard.
Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touchdown. I hope y'all can nest double E, cause I need your eyes on me. Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Can I make a scene like a movie, feeling big, keep it juicy before we start getting unruly. I've been hooping like a hoolie, keep it coolie before I stuff you in a locker like a bully. Like a bully. Put in the work, you can see my fingernail dirt. I'm the last one to leave, even when I come first. Yeah, you might want it bad, but I'm sure I want it worse. I'ma do it cause I love it, I'ma love it till it hurts. What's the worst that can happen, Captain? I'm strapped in, no I'm not crazy, I'm just tapped in. Hungry like a bastard, I'm about that action, no slacking. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, cause here come the pain. No one to call up for help, no one to blame but yourself. You should've known better, however you did it, so we had to come ring your bell. Like I need a award, wait until I score, make it rain till it pour. I'm a dog on fours, put in work like a chore till I'm underneath the floor, in the trenches like a war. If they wanna give them more, when I touch down, touchdown, touchdown.